What's up everybody, Bandit here, and today we're going to talk about the depreciation on Toyotas. Now, it doesn't really matter what Toyota vehicle you're talking about, whether that's the 4Runner, the Tacoma, or the Tundra. People say that they always have some of the best resale value of any vehicle. And I want to talk about a little bit of my experience. So, the first Toyota I ever owned was a 2005 Tacoma. I bought it around 2015 and sold it in 2016. I didn't have it real long. But basically, I bought the truck. It was fairly accessorized. It did have Fox suspension. It did have off-road bumpers. And people always say you don't get what you pay for in terms of accessories. You know, people just really want the vehicle as is. And you can do certain modifications and everything else, but that might not suit everyone's taste. So take all of these numbers with a little bit of a grain of salt. But I bought my truck and sold my truck for around $18,000. That was 2005. Now, the reason I sold it was to go with my new Tacoma. It was a 2016 Access Cab TRD Off-Road. The first one was a TRD Sport Double Cab Short Bed. Now, when I went and traded up for this truck, the original MSRP, the asking price for the 2016 Tacoma, was around $38,000. Now, with different incentives and everything else, I was able to get the whole price of the vehicle out the door down to around $35,000. Now, that was with taxes, everything included. So let's call the normal price of the vehicle what I actually paid before all those fees and taxes and everything. Let's call that around $33,000. So now, 3.5 years later, I just sold my truck last week for roughly $29,000. So we're talking about almost 4 years that I had the truck, 41,000 miles, and only depreciated $4,000. And that's really, really amazing. You know, the old wives' tale is as soon as you drive it off the lot, you lose at least 25% of the truck's value. Well, I didn't even lose 20% in 4 years of owning the truck. I only lost 10% roughly in those 4 years, and that's really, really amazing. Now, that can be attributed to a couple different things. And obviously, again, this 2016 that I just sold did have a lot of accessories, modifications, and everything else. But again, you don't always get your money back. And you don't always get your money back out of a new vehicle. Obviously, it's going to depreciate. They make millions of Tacomas. You know, it's not really a rare thing, but they are a hot commodity. Everybody seems to want one. And I think that's somewhat why you can get so much out of a Tacoma. So again, having it for basically 4 years, 40,000 miles, and I only lost $4,000, that's incredible. You know, any other truck, aside from maybe the Raptor, which is almost twice the price of a Tacoma, you're never going to see those types of numbers. And I'm really, really impressed. And it should be a huge sigh of relief for all of you all. Now, certainly when you bought your truck, I'm sure it was all of your all's dream trucks, just as mine was to me. But, you know, ultimately you go down the road a little bit, things change, your life changes, and sometimes you do have to get rid of your baby, your Toyota, whether that's a Tacoma, 4Runner, Tundra, whatever it may be. But I was really amazed. Again, I only lost $4,000. That's really, really impressive. And I feel really great about it. Ultimately, I could go out and buy another truck. You know, everything that they sell these days is replaceable. It's no big deal. You can't always go out and get a new vehicle. But again, my lifestyle right now didn't really allow for me to have a third vehicle at this point. You know, that is certainly filling up the garage here a little bit. But again, you know, any other vehicle, say you were to go out and get a new Chevy 1500, well, a few-year-old Chevy 1500 is about $15,000, at least in my area, less than a new truck. And Tacomas, you can find them on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, wherever you shop for vehicles. You can find some, even from 2016, that are still in the $30,000 range, on up to about $33,000. And to be honest with you, I'm not really sure who buys them for that price. If you could go to the dealership tomorrow and pick up a new TRD Sport, TRD Off-Road, whatever you want, for around that price mark, I'm not really sure why you would spend your time and money hunting for a used one. Now, I think once you get below that $30,000 threshold, certainly a lot more options are out there, but a lot of those are high mileage. I was asking $28,500 for my Tacoma, and I did a little bit of wheeling and dealing. I actually traded my soft top for just a tonneau cover and $300. You saw the review of the tonneau cover if you've been following the channel. So ultimately, when everything was said and done, $28,500 for the Tacoma, and then an additional $300. So just under $29,000 is what I sold my Tacoma for, and I couldn't be happier. I think that's a very, very fair asking price given the other ones out there. And ultimately, I feel like I got a really good deal and a really great truck for the couple years I had it. And ultimately, I didn't lose too much in the process, which is always great. So thank you all. So to give you a little bit of perspective, I just bought this four-wheeler. It is a Can-Am Outlander. Now this was a 2018 model, a leftover model, but ultimately this four-wheeler was around $7,000. It is a 450, and then it does have the power steering, so you can see it does have those aluminum wheels down there. But this four-wheeler right over here, Can-Am Outlander 570 without power steering. So bigger motor, no power steering. So originally these two were the exact same MSRP. The difference is this one's used. Now, they also have the exact same mileage. This one has about 170 miles now after this weekend, and this one has around 150. The difference is we bought this one used, and it was only $5,000. So $2,000 less than MSRP, but it also came with a winch and a snowplow. So it just goes to show you, again, that you don't always get all of your money back out of your accessories, and that a lot of other machines actually do depreciate a lot more than the Tacoma. Again, you're losing a huge chunk of the overall cost, almost 30% of the overall cost. And with the Tacoma, I didn't even lose 20% in 4 years. Great. So thank you all very much for watching. In the comments below, please let us know what your experience has been selling these Tacomas. And if you have one you're about to sell, I hope this video did help you out, kind of gauging the market a little bit, seeing what a fair price was. But ultimately, a little bit of that does depend on where you live. And but ultimately, I hope this video was helpful. Thank you all very much for watching. Have a fantastic week, everybody. We'll catch you next time.